Hello, everybody, and welcome to my holistic mental fitness series, where myself and Mupo Entertainment LLC, who I'm excited to be partnered with, believes mental fitness is the new physical health. For those that don't know who I am, I'm Jeff Berger, and I'm a certified holistic wellness coach. And before I bring my special guest, Billy Reed, to the stage, if I may, as a certified holistic wellness coach, I'm really humbled to be affiliated with an amazing group of humanitarian entrepreneurs who are really aligned with the only holistic mental wellness company that is actually focusing on the microbiome. So what is the microbiome? It really is the gut-brain-heart axis, and it is a science that's actually disrupting the health and wellness industry today, especially when it comes to mental health. Who out there hasn't experienced stress, anxiety, depression, or even having suicidal thoughts? We provide real solutions to real people who are serious about getting their health and who are barely surviving and want to thrive again. So this interview series is very near and dear to my heart because it's sharing stories about others and their journey and opening up conversations, which is what we need to do from all areas of wellness to help people to understand it's okay to talk about mental health, share experiences, and become informed of alternative options that are really out there that are safe and work. So really today, at no time in human history have we ever been so advanced technologically and yet so miserably psychologically. And today, it's no exaggeration to describe stress, depression, anxiety, and burnout as epidemics, literally the black plague of our modern times. How we feel is not just in our head, it's also in our gut. And this is something that I'm talking about and sharing. And really, there is no physical health without mental wellness. And they are really two sides of the same coin here, and they are vital for each other and for our ability to really reach out and reach our peak potential in this one life that we get to live. And this is what we actually do best. So with that, I'm getting ready to introduce my special guest, Billy Reed, but we're going to break for a quick commercial break here, because you can find Mupo Entertainment at mupotv.com. And this series is actually being streamed on mupotv.com, and you can also download it in an Android app or an iPhone app. And it is viewed also on Roku and Fire Stick, and access a plethora of amazing content from this series that we have going on. So stay tuned. I'll be right back with Billy. All right, so we're back here, and I'd like to introduce my special guest, Billy Reed. He comes to us from Eastham, Massachusetts, and for those that don't know where Eastham is, it's actually on Cape Cod, that beautiful little armed island off of Massachusetts. And Billy is a paraprofessional at the Monterey's Middle School. He's also chairman and CEO of Billy Reed. And Billy, what he does is he actually helps special needs advocates avoid burnout and increase mental fitness using natural solutions. So welcome to Mental Fitness is the New Physical Health, Billy.
Thank you, Jeff. It's really, really good to be here. I am both honored and humbled to join you, both you and Mupo Entertainment tonight.
Super. Thanks so much. And before we get started with the questions, I always love to start out my interviews with tell us a little bit about who Billy is.
Well, as Jeff said, I am born and raised on Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I live in Eastham, Massachusetts. We are, um, without going as far north as Maine, we are pretty much as far out into the Atlantic as you can be. Obviously, as I said, without going further up north and into Maine, New Hampshire, that area. um, I'm also a special needs advocate and paraprofessional at a local school entitled Mattakey's Middle School. I'm not trying to correct you, Jeff, but um, I am a New England native, Cape Cod native, a huge sports fan. Yes, go Patriots, Red Sox, Celtics, Bruins. Also, an avid NASCAR fan. I'll be traveling to go see a race next month, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. That's not why we're here. Jeff?
Super. Well, thanks, Billy, for sharing. So you know what? For those who are not really familiar with a paraprofessional, share with our viewers what that entails.
So, paraprofessional, that is what I believe to just be my employer's term for a special education assistant or just educational assistant in general. So, I'm not in, or when I first started in this role just a couple months ago, back in April, I wasn't in any like one particular class or classroom per se. I did have a couple of students that I was following around on a regular basis to, at the very least, help support them academically and, do what I can to, make sure their work is, complete and turned in on time, most importantly, because, if you want good grades, then, you obviously do have to do the work, and you got to know your stuff to do well on tests, and just all that in general.
Okay, super. Yeah, that gives our viewers, because we've got Adam from the UK who is on, and we also have Rosalinda who is in from the Philippines. So
Good to
we've
see both
got
of you guys.
a worldwide audience here. So
Hmm.
that's awesome. So share with our viewers about the special needs and how you are really working on tying it in with regards to mental health today.
Well, I before I started in my role as a paraprofessional, I actually did serve as a caregiver and or I guess the more technical term was a direct support professional um, for actually two local nonprofit organizations that are obviously local to me and where I live on Cape Cod. And, just seeing how they can, um, I guess, behave in a way, just, or, in general, and knowing of the gut microbiome and the gut brain axis, it really got me wondering, could there potentially be a link between certain I guess neurological disorders like autism and ADHD and dyslexia. I guess you could throw that in there. And if you don't mind, Jeff, I just wanted to just point out a couple of excerpts that I found in my research. Is that okay?
Sure, go right ahead. Please share. Thanks.
So, one article or study that I found in my research was entitled Alteration of Gut Microbiota New Strategy for Treating Autism Spectrum Disorder. And before I really get into this, I do want to say, and just kind of curb any possible controversy here, I'm in no way saying that, you know, disorders such as autism or ADHD need to be cured. That's far from what I'm saying. I only bring that up because I've already had someone try and accuse me of that. So just
Right.
quick disclaimer. Anywho, so in just reading this study, a couple of things that really stood out to me were the incidence of ASD, autism spectrum, have dramatically increased in recent years, with an estimated prevalence of 1 to 2%, according to numerous studies conducted in Asia, Europe, and North America. And gender ratios have been reported to have a higher prevalence in males than in females, ranging from 2 to 1 and 5 to 1, or 2 to 1 to 5 to 1 is what it said.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. And there's a lot of studies outside of the U.S.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I agree with you in regards to using the word cure. And the objective here is to share valuable information about new science
Yeah.
and some things or protocols, if you will, that are available for those that are looking to basically, we all want to improve our lives at, some way, some shape, some form, whether it's supplementation or exercise or better eating. And what the objective here is to share about holistic mental wellness, because a lot of the science and the research that's happening over the last 4 to 5 years shows that gut health has a significant role when it comes to autism, ADHD, stress, anxiety, depression, so forth and so on.
And if I can, I just do want to give just a quick example.
Sure.
At the last nonprofit organization that I was at before I started in my current role, I was in a group home in the Mid-Cape area. So if you're looking at the Cape as an arm, it was maybe right in this general area here, bicep area. There were 4 individuals, two male, 2 female, and actually 3 of the individuals were highly behavioral, meaning they could, just go off and have a behavior at any second. So typically, at least in my experience at this group home, if one, had a behavior, that typically set the other 2 off. So being short-staffed and having 3 highly behavioral individuals in the house, you can imagine how stressful that was. And one of the female individuals, she was big on horses. Was always, she was autistic, nonverbal, and she was always, coming up to us, the staff, and kind of pointing at some kind of horse picture, some way, shape, or form. And I remember one day she had come home from an overnight stay with her father's, and she brought back one of those horse riding helmets. Lo and behold, I had that thing literally chucked at me twice. Both times it missed me, thankfully, but the second time she threw it at me, and the helmet part itself thankfully missed me, but just the strap where you go to clip it in, part of that nicked my hair as it passed by. So again, you can just imagine how stressful that was.
Sure. You're dealing with different types of temperaments and different levels of stress, and what their reaction is, to those stress levels. So it's got to be stressful for the teachers as well.
Yeah.
Because you never know what to expect. So speaking of teachers, you've interviewed some teachers through your own series, and today, obviously, as we know, finances are a huge struggle in the world, and I'm seeing quite a large number of teachers who are really looking for side gigs to make some more money, as well as many want to get out of teaching now. Tell us what that's all about.
Yeah, I actually did some research before we came on today, and actually, the national public school teacher salary for the United States as a whole for the 2018-19 school year was $61,730, and actually, um, there were 14 states plus the District of Columbia that were actually higher than the national average. And
Mhm.
I know, I think it was New York and Massachusetts were or actually above the national average. And I think Mississippi had the lowest national average at like 40. I think it was about 44,000, 45,000 and change.
Wow.
So, which is just, I mean, how can you possibly live off, something like that? So, and I really do think that, you know, given what we've been through with the past couple of years in COVID, in all the, for lack of a better term, crap that we've been through,
Mhm, mhm.
the way I see it is, you know, anything can be taken away in the blink of an eye. Now, like, what if something like COVID happens again?
Right,
What's your plan B?
right.
I think, as you said, Jeff, like, more and more people are, not just teachers, but more and more people are looking for a plan B, for a second stream of income. And I really do. I've said this on my own pages. It really is becoming much more clear that having two streams, at least two streams of income, is a necessity. It's no longer a luxury.
Correct.
Back in the 50s and 60s, when you could really truly afford to, support a family of four on one income, and have a decent house, have a decent car. Fast forward to today, how are you going to pay for that, even if both partners in a relationship are working? You know, just
Yes.
just something to think about.
Yes, no, absolutely. When I grew up, my mother stayed home. She had a full-time job raising five boys, and today, both parents are out there working and struggling, and it's really sad to see
Mhm.
what's really happening out there in the economy. Things are going up, salaries are going down, benefits are being taken away. So
Yeah.
there are options out there for. We got a lot of teachers who
Yeah.
are partnered up with the Holistic Mental Wellness Company.
Yeah.
So speaking of, the idea of holistic wellness, and we are talking about stress, anxiety, depression. There's a lot of people out there that are looking for support. They want to look for motivation and brain health. They want to look at neuron regeneration, focus and memory, mental energy and endurance. So many people are just so tired. And also a healthy, positive mood, because moods are just altered so much in regards to the stress that's out there, the anxiety, the financial struggles that people are going through. And this next little video here I'm going to be sharing here is about, you know, the filling the brain with holistic energy, nootropics, feeding that brain, and then getting it to talk to the gut, and just really plenishing it with plant-based protocols. So with that, let me just get this started. You can take a look at this. Sorry about that.
All right.
Okay, so this is a product pack that actually is helping people with their motivation, their metabolism. It's also providing a connection between the gut and the brain with the mental focus, and the focus is on the brain, eliminating, reducing brain fog. And we've got mood, which is filled with plants, indigenous plants. We've got ashwagandha, ravuma, kana, helping reduce those cortisol levels, and then a holistic energy drink, which is pretty special when you're not getting the big highs and stuff. So we're kind of wrapping up here to the end, Billy, because wow, we're almost up to 30 minutes here. So what I'd like to do is ask you, well, first of all, thank you for taking time to coming on to the show tonight.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. And if there were one thing that you would like to share with our viewers out there, what would that one thing be for those individuals who are looking for that glimmer of hope, um, and looking for some possible solutions? What would that be?
Well, I think when it comes to your overall health, your physical, mental, financial health, if you're looking to really make like a true change in that, why wait? If you're not going to do it now, if you're not going to do it right this second, you know, why put it off? You know, why put off till tomorrow what you can do today? And yes, I know what is today, but yesterday is tomorrow. So my point is, do it now. If you're serious, if you're committed, do it now. And as I mentioned earlier, if there's anything, if we can take anything away from the past couple of years with COVID, it's that our health can be taken away from us, our physical health, our mental health, our financial health, especially if we have just that one income that I talked about. As Adam just said, it's all about the here and now. To wrap things up, as I mentioned, if you're that serious, if you're that committed, do it now. If you're watching on Jeff's page, reach out to Jeff. If you're watching on my page, please feel free to reach out to me. We are both here to help in any way, shape, or form that we can. Please do not hesitate.
Awesome. Thanks, Billy. That's great. Great nugget to share with people. As I'm wearing my shirt, what is mental wellness? It's really
Everything.
So, yeah. So with that, again, we hope that you found value in tonight's interview with Billy and myself. And since this is on multiple platforms, we're getting some comments here on Facebook as it's streaming live. It's going to go to Mupo TV. You can reach out to Billy. You can reach out to myself in regards to getting some information. Here's my contact information. Find me on Facebook, so forth and so on. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. Just look, and LinkedIn, Jeffrey E. Berger. Just look for me there. And let's see. So next week, my special guest is going to be Kimberly Muhurin, and she actually is an autism transformational family specialist, and she works with those who are living with autism. And she's going to share a lot of great information in regards to her journey and her son who is living with autism. And it's going to be an exciting interview because we're touching different areas in regards to physical, mental, and emotional well-being here. And that's the idea, is we want to get this information out and into the hands of people, just to start getting educated and thinking about different options that are out there. So with that, I am going to play 2 commercials here. We're going to call it a wrap. And thank you, Bill.
Can I just say one more thing, Jeff?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but if any of your viewers do want to connect, obviously with me on social media, I will put a link to all of my social media accounts in the comments. So that will definitely be there.
Awesome. And if anybody's watching the replay, it's also in the scrolling banner at the bottom of the page for Billy as well. Okay. Thanks, Billy, for that.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. All right. Thanks, everybody. Until next week, let's wrap it up with this right here.